knowing that that has been the fulcrum, I will say, for what is going on in the Southeast regarding the insecurity. All the criminals and all the people going around causing mayhem in the Southeast have all said that it is because Nnamdi Kanu is being held. We know that this is not the truth. It's just that we have gotten to the point where people are now hijacking a legitimate call for his release and turning it into something that has led to deaths and destruction of properties and so many other undescribable mayhem that is going on in the Southeast. And so we came to meet with the Minister of Justice and Attorney General because we know that at the end of the day, everything that happens in the political, in the legal scheme will eventually come to his office. And we came to appeal to him to help us to let Mr. President know that all leaders of the Southeast feel that the release of Nnamdi Kanu will help in dousing all the tensions and everything that is going on in the Southeast. And we are very, very certain that his duty as the Attorney General also gives him the powers of nolle prosequi, the powers of making sure that litigation don't continue and the sufferings of the people of the Southeast continue. That is the essence of why we came here. And I think you know also, I think it's also clear that several different groups in the Southeast, including the Southeast Governors from the East, have all been making exactly the same type of plea. We think that this will help us to bring to an end all the insecurity.
As this caucus met with Mr. Kanu to know whether he will be willing to accept either conditional release or not.
Yes, on behalf of I met with Nnamdi Kanu myself on behalf of the rest of the caucus on Monday. Today is Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
We met with him between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. on Monday, and he is very, very supportive of this, our plea to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Maybe last week, you were a Swati among the first trial.
Yes.
In case they need the senator to be a Swati this time around, will you be willing to stand?
I don't think that is necessary to ask. We came here on his behalf, and that tells you that any of our senators that you see, the 15 of us, by the way, the 15 of us signed this letter. A few of us are not here just for reasons of logistics and all that. Some are also not. But we all signed the letter, and you will also have a copy of the letters that we gave. So any senator in the Southeast is very willing. The governors are willing. The business leaders are willing. The clergy, they are willing. So the traditional rulers are also willing. So I do not think that anything will stop us if it comes to that. And he has also assured me that he is ready to fulfill any conditions that are put that will lead to his early release. Very warmly, and also told us that, of course, this is a request for which he has to go and study it, digest it, and take to the president, because he won't take the ultimate decision. I think it's a decision of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So lastly, I don't know if you asked him because I think this. What is your appeal to the President Republic of the case?
The appeal is that this matter cannot be resolved legally. And if we continue with the legal wrangling, that it will continue to cause the insecurities because the legitimate demands has been hijacked by criminals, undesirables, and all manners of elements who have used it to perpetrate their own nefarious deals on the rest of the people of the Southeast. Nobody in the Southeast likes what is going on. People cannot go out of their houses on Mondays. People are maimed and killed and all that. And some people are roaming around, killing even security men in the name of looking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu himself also confirmed to me last Monday that he never made any request of that nature that anybody should go and kill people. In fact, he was very pained that the Southeast is suffering because of this. And he assured me that when the day is out, is also the day that they will now know those who are legitimate agitators and those who are criminals.
All right, my wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back updates and information as you do. In case you have not joined our social media, and what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first who will collect them. All right, let's go down to the news proper as you do. You don't share for the Obudo. I'm going to bring you the information one by one. Before I go to bring you the things where they happen for the Imo Bodo of Biafra, make I bring you the recent development in India, where one for Biafra bagged 25 years jail term in India, and I want to use this ample opportunity to tell Umu Igbo. It's high time Igbo youths and Umu Igbo pedal this down, because when Chukwuka Abiyama created us, at the territory where he put us, the environment, you find out that from the day one, Ndi Igbo were very creative people. If you go to Ozuoka, where they mode gun, where they mode gong, and the rest of them, and Igbo people were the first to replicate exactly what the white man was doing in the work of mechanics, welding, and the rest of them. They were not properly schooled, our forefathers, but through what they can see, they were able to learn exactly what the white man was doing. That's why you see a replica of mechanics everywhere. You see welders, you see this and that, all these things. Ndibo were the first to become the best in it. I think it's high time that the government of Biafra start thinking towards, I don't know if they are thinking towards that, how to make education more practical when this freedom is found. Open and water this freedom. Let the Biafra nation do their educational system to be practical. That's one of the advice I will be giving to the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Let it be a practical system of education. Go to China, go to London, you see that these children are practicing. There is, of course, if education with practical makes it easy for someone to be able to understand very well. As it is, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said, like Nelson Mandela, that he will continue to stand on the path of peace and the path of justice, no matter what they are doing to him, that he will continue to stand on the path of justice. And we have been hearing Kepu that Kanu have been made some offers. Even he said it with his mouth to let go on this freedom fighting. But him, Kanu has said, until death do him pass, that he is not going to betray his people because of peanuts. And that is why Africa is going backwards, because our leaders have refused to make sacrifice They just want to take the little peanut they are getting from the white man, and upon that, they are betraying their people, which is very wrong and something I do not see as important. Let's go down to this particular information so that you go see as it is hot. Remember that still today is July 3rd. As it be, like Mandela, Nnamdi Kanu stand for truth, justice, Kismen, right, Tinubu. Youth of Ibeku Ancient Kingdom in Umuahia, Abia State, kinsmen of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have said that Kanu, like the late South African leader Nelson Mandela, stands for truth, equity, and justice. The youth, in a letter to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, regretted that Kanu's agitation for equity and fairness for all was misconstrued by the previous administration, which decided to cram him into detention instead of addressing the fundamental issues he was raising. Identifying his continued detention despite previous court orders for his unconditional release as the major cause of tension and insecurity in the southeast. The youth strongly urged the president to consider the growing appeal from across Nigeria for his release. Earlier in a communique after an emergency meeting Tuesday evening at their national secretariat, Iseke Ibeku, the youth argued that Kanu was not a terrorist but only worried by the perennial injustice against his people and was crying for equity. The communique signed by their national president Mr. Martins Chidozie Nwosu and Secretary Chibuzo Onwukamuche respectively urged Tinubu to free Kanu just as the Yoruba Nation's promoter Sunday Igboho and social crusader Omoloye Sowore, also charged for treason, had been freed. It read in part, our brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only stood for truth, equity, and justice for the Igbo tribe and the eastern part of Nigeria. Just like Nelson Mandela, the South Africa, hence, his incarceration at the Department of the State Service DSS has become bearable to us, his kinsmen and brothers, knowing fully well that the catastrophe, instability, and insecurity that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's detention has brought to the eastern part of the country. Warning politicians against any attempt to politicize the ordeals of Kanu, Ibeku youth appreciate all those genuinely committed to his freedom. They particularly urge the Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization Ohaneze Ndi Igbo to caution ex-president Reno Omokri, ex-presidential aide Reno Omokri, against unguarded utterances and provocative comments on Kanu. We urge politicians not to politicize the detention of our dear brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and to objectively work towards his unconditional release. As it be, there are some comments that have been coming from Reno Omokri recently. He was going back to some of the comments and some of the broadcasts that were made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of anger. You know that every living being and every human being who is sympathetic enough to understand his environment, what is actually happening there, would agree with me that Kanu was speaking out of anger and out of compassion for his people, because during that time there were a lot of things that was happening in the southeastern part of Nigeria. Even T.Y. Danjuma in his broadcast the other day said that the army, the military, are involved in what is in the insecurity that is taking place in this nation. And I begin to wonder, why would the military be part in such a thing? And remember, around last year, there was an article I posted for you, an army accountant general who was accused of amassing billions of dollars that was meant for procurement of materials, war materials, and the rest of them in order to be able to safeguard or protect the people from insecurity. But looking at the scenarios, looking at what is transpiring, what has happened so far, what has taken place, and sometimes you agree with me that there are some things that are going on underground with the military. T.Y. Danjuma said it. He's an ex-military officer. I can play that video for you if you request it for me. I'll play it for you so that you'll be able to, you yourself, you will not be a mugu. You will not be a mumu on what is actually happening on this nation. You find that the people who are doing what they are doing actually know what they are doing. It's not as if somebody is telling them to do it, but they actually know what they are doing. But in the bias again, omakwa walo, kabalo, malongia. Let me bring you back to what happened in India with Nwafi Igbo, who was caught with a lot of illicit drugs, and he is going for 25 years imprisonment. The National Drug Enforcement Agency announced on Tuesday that Freeman Obonna, a drug trafficker arrested and prosecuted by the agency, has been sentenced to 25 years imprisonment by a federal high court in Lagos. The NDLA's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday. The sentencing occurred 3 months after Obonna vomited and excreted 80 wraps of cocaine following his arrest at the screening point of the Terminal 2 of the Murtala Muhammed International Airport in Ikeja, Lagos. Obonna was arrested on Sunday, March 31st, 2024, while attempting to board a flight to Delhi, India, via Doha on Qatar Airways using a Liberian passport under the name Ka Bismarck. The statement stated that a body scan later confirmed he had ingested illicit drugs. The statement said preliminary checks revealed his real identity as Freeman Charles Obonna, and he was subsequently placed under observation in the NDLA custody, where he started to manifest signs of discomfort. My people, I don't see as they be ego kwarapo. You get this music of Osankwa where say na onye ụgwọ ọnwa ya na-ezulu ọrụ ọ na-abụzi over time nya ga-ezulu nya bụ onye when I send day one and here I go to wind down the curtain. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news is dropping, you could be the first. We'll collect them. Thank you for listening. God bless you plenty.